Jai Swaminarayan. Today we are reading Loya 14 of the Vachanamrut. This passage is titled Personal Preferences. Let's dive right into it. On Magshar Vadhi the 11th, Samvat 1877, or the 31st of December 1820, Shriji Maharaj was sitting on a large decorated cot in Sura Khachar's Darbar in Loya. He was wearing a white case and had tied a white faito around his head. He had covered himself with a white cotton cloth. At that time, an assembly of Paramhansas as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Then Shriji Maharaj said to the Paramhansas, "All of the acharyas of the past have had differing beliefs." Here, acharya refers to a teacher, a guide of a certain way of understanding. Oftentimes, there are three main ones. There are Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, who believed in Advaita Vedanta. There was Ramanujacharya, who believed in Vashishtadvaita Vedanta, which acknowledges different eternal beings, but the oneness of the ultimate. And there was it Madhvacharya, who believed in Dvaita Vedanta, of the duality of existence. Of them, Shankar Swami seems to have leaned predominantly towards the Advaita doctrine. Ramanuj's principle is that jivas, souls, maya, material existence, and Purushottam are eternal. Purushottam is the controller of the jivas, the individual souls, and maya, material existence. He is the ultimate cause of all. He forever dwells in his Akshardham in a divine form. All avatars, all divine descensions emanate from him, and it is this Purushottam Narayan that individuals should worship. This seems to be the understanding of Ramanuj, and this is the tradition that Swaminarayan Bhagwan takes in his discourses too. Vallabhacharya seems to have intense faith only in bhakti. All of these acharyas have occasionally referred to other principles in their own scriptures, but ultimately, in one way or another, they have leaned towards their own personal preference. Their views can be accurately inferred from the statements in their scriptures. In the same way, having listened to my discourses, what have all of you realized my personal preference to be? Just as a thread passes through the eye of a needle, or a thread runs through each and every bead of a rosary, which principle is consistently interwoven in all of my talks? Please state your beliefs. I suppose I kind of spoiled the answer. Thereupon, all of the senior Paramhansas spoke accordingly to their understanding. Then Shriji Maharaj said, "Here, allow me to reveal my own principles and preferences. First of all, I like the fact that although Rushabdev Bhagwan had attained oneness with Vasudev, and despite God himself, when yogic powers manifested before him, despite being God himself when yogic powers manifested before him, he did not accept them because he wished to set an example for all renunciants. Also, the Srimad Bhagavat states, even an accomplished yogi should never trust their mind, even though they may appear to have conquered it. There are verses to that effect as well, like Na kurya chit sakhyam manasi hyanavashtite yad vishwaram bhaj chirnam chashkanda tapa aishvaram. From the 5th canto, 6th chapter, 3rd verse of the Srimad Bhagavat, which means, never befriend the mind because it is very unstable. It has even destroyed the austerities of the devas, the deities that were accumulated, after extensive endeavors over a great period of time. In this manner, I like a renunciant who does not trust their mind. And did I forget another verse that Shriji Maharaj referenced? I think so. Nityam dadati kamasya chidram tam anuye horaya yogini kruta maitrasya patyur jayeva punchali. From the Srimad Bhagavat, again, 5th canto, 6th chapter, 4th verse. So the verse directly after, I see they were just 2 verses, which means as well, the minds of those yogis who have befriended, their minds continuously allow lust to enter. Other enemies, such as anger, avarice, infatuation, etc., follow that lust into the mind. In this way, the mind brings about the downfall of the yogis, just as an unfaithful partner brings about the downfall of their trusting partner too. Reiterate, in this manner, I like a renunciant who does not trust their mind. Also, in my mind, I do not like other realms as much as I like Shvetdvip and Badrikashuram. In fact, I feel that it would be very good to go there to perform austerities without any food. I would prefer not to indulge in the various types of pleasures of the other realms. Furthermore, I realize that the many avatars that are all ultimately of God, yet among these avatars, I like Rishabhdevji greatly. I also like Kapilji and Dattatreya equally, but to a lesser extent than Rishabhdevji. But more than these 3, I have a millionfold more affection for the avatar of Sri Krishna. I feel this avatar is greater and more powerful than all of the others. Also, in him, one cannot make the distinction of the avatar and the source of the avatar. On the other hand, I do not have a great liking for the other avatars of God, such as Matsya, Katsha, etc. In addition to this, my understanding is as follows. There is an all-transcending mass of divine light which cannot be measured from above, below, or in any of the 4 cardinal directions. That is to say, it is endless. Amidst this mass of light lies a large, ornate throne upon which presides the divine form of Sri Narayan Purushottam Bhagwan. Countless millions of muktas, liberated beings, are seated around that throne and enjoy the darshan, the sight, the presence of God. I constantly see him accompanied by the muktas. Moreover, that God is extremely luminous. At times when, due to this luminosity, I cannot see God with the assembly of muktas, I feel deeply hurt. Despite being able to constantly see this mass of divine light, I am not attracted to it or by it. I experience profound bliss only from the darshan of God's form. This is my method of worship. Moreover, I like the bhakti that the gopis had towards God, the milk maidens of Vrindavan. For this reason, I continuously observe people, and having seen the affection of a lustful partner for another person, or the reverse, I would feel it would be good to have such affection for the divine. Also, whenever I see someone having great affection for their son, or their daughter, or their money, I again feel it would be good to have such affection towards God. That is why, whenever I hear someone singing, I would either send someone to that person, or I would personally go there, and I would feel what they are doing is very good. Also, I only get along with one who has no swabhavs, no deep-seated impressions like lust, anger, avarice, affection, egotism, jealousy, hypocrisy, deceit, cravings for taste, etc. One who observes dharma, righteous duty, as prescribed in the Dharma Shastras, the scriptures on such, and one who has bhakti, loving devotion towards the divine. I enjoy the company of only such a person. If a person is not like that, then I do not get along with them, even if they are staying close to me. In fact, I feel an aversion towards them. Initially, I had a strong dislike for anyone with lust. However, now I have a strong dislike for those who have anger, egotism, or jealousy. The reason is that a lustful person passes their days in the satsang fellowship, the assembly, of spiritual seekers, by being meek, like a household or devotee. But as for those who have anger, egotism, or jealousy, they can be seen to definitely regress in satsang. For this reason, I am deeply saddened by these types of people. What is egotism like? Well, a person with egotism remains arrogant even before those who are superior to him, but they cannot become humble and serve them. Now, allow me to summarize my preferences in brief. I do not agree with Shankar Swami's propagation of the non-dual Brahman. Ramanuj Swami describes Purushottam Bhagwan as transcending the perishable and the imperishable, and I worship that Purushottam Bhagwan. My bhakti towards that Purushottam Bhagwan is like that of the gopis, and the virtues of vairagya, material dispassion, and atma realization, self-realization within me, are like Shukji's, who was the son of Veda Vyasa, the compiler of the Vedas, and Jadbharat, whom I am unfamiliar with. These are my principles and preferences. The intelligent can realize this if they analyze my talks, as well as the scriptures of our sampradaya, our spiritual lineage, which have been accepted by me as authoritative. Thus Shriji Maharaj spoke for the sake of his devotees, while he himself is Purushottam Narayan. Thank you for listening. This has been the 14th verse of the Loya section of the Vachanamrut. Jai Swami Narayan.